Hello, I'm Sam and this is a recording of one of my blogs, Box Hill Finding Home. On YouTube it's accompanied with a slideshow of pictures taken on and around Box Hill. I've always enjoyed walking, yet for years I didn't really do all that much of it. I had my reasons. I live in the southeast of England, just on the outskirts of the vast suburban sprawl of London. I was convinced that no worthwhile walks were had nearby. It seems a bizarre notion to me now, but back then it was the absolute truth. Besides, even if I had wanted to go on walks around the southeast, the only people I knew to be interested in going on big walks in the countryside lived hundreds of miles away. Going alone was not something I'd even contemplated. Then there is my carlessness. You need one of those machines to make it out to the remoteness of the countryside, right? After a trip to see some of my car-owning, walk-interested friends in the north of England, I found myself frustrated. I wanted to escape this box I was stuck in. It was an itch that wouldn't go away, so I started to do a little research, ticking off my excuses as I went. Go alone? Sure, it's fun. A great way to spend time with yourself. Need a car? Look at the rail map. Trains go everywhere. No worthwhile walks? There is much unexplored beauty and charm in the hills, fields, woods and valleys around London. This box I felt trapped in was self-constructed, and its imminent destruction was going to be a pleasure. I decided the place for this new beginning was Box Hill. Why Box Hill? I'd heard of it. Some excited bell at the back of my brain tingled at its mentions, though I couldn't tell you why. It also sat far enough away from home to feel exciting, but close enough to keep the train journey simple and cheap-ish. Mostly though, it is a big hill, at least by the standards of its local kin, and I wanted to climb mountains. You'd need to stack Box Hill on top of itself, then add another to make even a small mountain, but for now, it'd do. A week or so after the decision was made, I found myself in West Humble, a village in Surrey, on a cold October morning. I took a good look at my map, with the odd glance at my newly purchased compass. I had a vague idea how to use them, more developed through computer games than the odd orienteering lesson I'd been graced with through my school years. I triple-checked everything before finally setting off. After some easy, if uninspiring walking, I arrived on the North Downs Way, a 153-mile path that I would, in time, walk every mile of. I would come to feel a little spark of joy every time a different walk brought me to part of it. For now though, it meant little more than I was going in the right way. I followed it for some time before it brought me to the base of Box Hill. From this approach, it is a near endless muddy staircase. It levels out a few times, tempting you with hope, before heading skyward again. I had to stop often to catch my breath. It seemed unrelenting as I dragged myself up these endless steps, entirely unsure of all the decisions that I had made that led to this place, but somehow revelling in the experience. The top came eventually. A monument to the person who had donated the land to the National Trust stood at the top. Tired from the climb, I sat down on a stone step and leaned against the brick of the monument, still breathing hard. I sat there for a long while, taking the view in. A mosaic of fields, hills and woodland, just gaining its autumnal colours, mixed with train tracks, roads and houses. It was beautiful and vast. I felt like some small part of it, this big interconnected web of life. It was an experience something like stepping into a pool at just the right temperature. I was sat on a hard stone step on a cold day, yet somehow submerged in comfort. Eventually I walked on, not sure what to make of this experience. The seed of a new outlook on life, a new philosophy of self was starting to form. The rest of the walk had its beauty, but in truth, it didn't matter. I was already better for having sat there on the top of Box Hill. More me, or the person I would like to be. I'd found my second home, a place of profound belonging in the semi-natural spaces of the countryside. So too, I'd found my faith. Not in any god or deity. This was a more simple faith. A faith in simply being. A faith in stealing back simple moments in this complex world.